Hello, this is Pearl. Welcome to History on the Go and Metropolitan Public Radio. Today we're taking a look to the lifestyle of Indians in reservations. There are 310 American Indian reservations in the United States. Poverty has been a major issue for these communities. Most people live under the line of extreme poverty, and the hope to get out is all they have left. Today we're going to Spokane Indian Reservation to find out about Arnold Spirit's childhood from the absolutely true diary of a part-time Indian. Arnold grew up in poor conditions. He was one of the few that managed to make his way away from poverty and out of the reservation. Before going to talk to his relatives, we are going to the cafe in downtown to meet with Arnold.
There are chattering businessmen waiting for their morning coffees on their way to work, and couples sharing a piece of cake, and children playing in the little corner with plastic slides and toys. The Garden Cafe is one of the most poetic and family-friendly places in New York. I was a bit surprised when Arnold Spirit requested to meet here. It was quite far from the city, and it was a good 2 hour drive here from Manhattan, where I was told where he lived. There is a gentle hum of background conversations when you walk in, and the smell of fresh coffee beans engulf you. There are paintings hanging from the wall, mostly of forest and trees.
My childhood was quite different from normal kids. I was different from other kids, and I never really felt like I fit in. My family was really poor, and we struggled to even eat every day. I lived with my mom, my dad, and sister. My dad was always drinking, and we could never really afford many things. I went to the reservation school until freshman year. At that point, I decided that I wanted to change schools, so I went to Reardon, and that was where I graduated. Well, because of my health issues, I always had problems with communication, and that's why I drew so many comics. My old high school teacher from the reservation, Mr. P, was the man who sort of gave me the kick to want to reach out further and inspired me to believe in my dreams and make it happen. And my first best friend, Rowdy, he always liked my cartoons, even when he stopped being my friend.
So how would you compare life back in the reservation and life now?
Well, life back in the reservation was much less serene. Many families were suffering from extreme poverty and illnesses that they could not afford to cure. There was always fights, attacks, and people dying. I was always nervous and anxious even in my own surroundings. I was surrounded by hopelessness and sorrow. I never really felt comfortable with where I was, but I am now. I'm finally happy with my life, and I have hope, and I believe in dreams. I can afford basic things for my family the way my parents can provide for us, and I don't need to worry if I get sick that there won't be a doctor nearby. I can send my children to school, and my children will have the opportunity and options the way so many people in the reservation do not, and I did.
Now we'll go to Maria, where she's visiting the Spokane reservation.
There are absolutely no sounds of fire trucks or emergency calls, just the occasional hum of an old rusty engine, but mostly silence. The trees and shrubs all shriveled up and dry look old and tired. There is no green to be found anywhere in this compound, just brown and yellow deformed leaves. We leave a trail of dust storms as our car roams past the row of identical square concrete homes. Each square about the size of my closet and unpainted walls covered in children's chalk drawings and dirt. The air is humid and moist, making it unpleasant to walk around and move. There are lines and lines beside each home, covered in clothes drying out in the scalding sun. There are deflated soccer balls and broken toy trucks scattered around the trees. People sit on the dusty steps of the home and watch the children play near the broken wire fences that separate the reservation.
It was always different. He came to my class the first of geometry, and he was very excited to start that unit. But then when he opened the book and saw the name of his mother, thought that it was too old, and I guess he thought that he didn't want to end up like his mother and threw the book straight at my face. I never blamed him though. I know how horrible the situation he lived in was, and how upsetting his life was.
Arnold Spirit said that you were one of the most inspirational people to him as a child.
I feel very proud for being an inspiration to one whom its ancestry I tried to erase. I feel that Arnold lived in a sort of pessimistic society until I sat down and had a true talk with him and told him what he had to do to be the change that he wanted.
It is one of the rare times that it was raining in this reservation. Mary Spirit puts a bucket between the two of us to collect the leaking water from the roof. The house almost looked like an unfinished puzzle with pieces mismatching and pieces missing. Cobwebs covered most of the ceiling and the floorboards creaked and groaned when she got up to get me a cup of tea. I noticed a smell of dampness and microwaved pizza the minute I walked in. The noise of the kids in the park in the background as we sit down to begin our conversation.
There were way too many things wrong with my family. My dad was an alcoholic, like most of the people in the rest, and he caused most of the issues at home. My mom has always regretted not becoming a more important person. Day by day, the house was filled with melancholy. I don't I don't think that I helped Arnold want to fight for his dreams. Arnold knew my life was wasted. I lived in the basement and my dreams were crushed. I left once and married a man in a casino and went to live in Montana. I don't think I set the perfect example. I've always dreamed of being a writer, but my dream was so stupid to others that it was so impossible to achieve that they made me think it was stupid, and I just abandoned. I think me having a dream didn't inspire him, but me living a terrible life might have encouraged him to fight for something better.
In addition to their symbolic exclusion from the table, America's indigenous population have struggled for recognition, a proper education, and equality with other Americans. The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian has an accurate outlook on the lives of Native Americans and the struggles that they go through, like not having food to eat, not having money to buy gas, and the book showcases the segregation between Native Americans and white Americans, and the difficulties this causes. From what I have learned today, Native Americans are merely just looking for better chances and opportunities for them and their families, hoping to get recognition in society.